Hello, everybody. Today, we are going to be analyzing another interesting video. This video is going to blow your mind. I just want to start by letting everybody understand that this platform is for Cameroonians below the age of 40 who believe that we can achieve peace, unity, freedom, and prosperity in Cameroon without bloodshed. If you are above the age of 40 and you think that you believe in this vision, we welcome you. If you think otherwise, then this platform is not for you. Our goal is to achieve these objectives through the Cameroon Sustainable Development Project. This is our initiative that through this project, through this organization, we can be able to make the Cameroon dream become a reality. If you look at the political and entertainment landscape in Cameroon, you're going to find some similarities when it comes to our perspective on the world. And this video is going to help bring light to that. So stay glued to your screen and watch till the end because it's going to be transformative. Take a look.
Kidnapped, subjected to torture. This alliance wants to make the fate of our political prisoners one of its priority. We will be designing international campaigns. We will be using other means to bring pressure to bear on both Cameroon and Nigeria to ensure that our prisoners are let go. We will not count on the archaic legal systems of both countries to adjudicate the fate of our people. And if continuous detention of our people is important to both Cameroon and Nigeria, they must also understand we will not be able to guarantee the security of their own citizens in our own land. And so we want to use this briefing to assure our prisoners, wherever you may be, that your faith, your security, your liberty is at the top of our agenda in ensuring that you do not only trade places with your kidnappers, but making sure that you return home in a freed homeland and to make sure your sacrifices have not gone in.
I'm not this Lord Nigeria.
Okay. So one thing that you will notice in that video is the alliance between Ambazonia and Biafra. I want to set this record straight. Whether you call it Biafra, it is still Nigeria as I know it. In as much as they are not yet a nation, it is still Nigeria as I know it. Our leader just forged an alliance with Biafra or with Nigeria. And I just look at this and I say, all of this is synonymous with what most of our entertainers or Cameroonians think about themselves. We lack faith in that nation. We lack faith in Cameroon. And all this idea that we have in our minds about joining Nigeria, if the entertainment industry in Cameroon will thrive, we have to look up to Nigeria. We have to believe that Nigeria will come save us. Now we believe that Nigeria will come save the English-speaking part of Cameroon. Do you see the mindset? It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And I just want to say, if you do not believe in Cameroon, go to Nigeria and become a Nigerian. You cannot be a Cameroonian and have more faith in Nigeria than you do in Cameroon. These nations all had independence at the same time, 1960, 1961. They had their independence at the same time. Look at where both nations are today. And then you begin to ask yourself the question, oh, what you admire in Nigeria, where did the Nigerians learn it from? They learned from Britain and they learned from America. Everything that you see Nigeria has that you admire, they learned from these two nations. Do we have Cameroonians in these nations? Yes. Why are we not learning from those people? No. I met a brother in America here, and I asked him the question, how are you doing with your trade? He was into film production. He said, oh, I'm looking at what Nigerians are doing. I'm like, you're in America and you're trying to look at what Nigerians are doing in America. Guys, Nigeria is the drugs that you guys have taken to forget about the Cameroon dream. Nigeria is that drug. And I want to let you guys know, if we will build Cameroon, we need some faith in that nation. Some people say, oh, the taxes are too high. Do you know why taxes are high in Cameroon, if at all they are? The reason why taxes are high is because the people are not producing. When people are not producing, there is limited resource for everybody. And so guess what? To maintain the establishment, to maintain the government, they will need to tax the citizens. That is how it works everywhere in the world. And so when they tax you and you feel bad about it, it's because we are not producing. And the reason why we are not producing is because we do not have faith in that nation. Look at someone like Francis Ngannou. He is the best in Africa, in the world. We see this and we turn a blind eye to this. It is not even possible for us to even believe that this came out of us. You see Samuel Eto'o, we look at this genius and we think, nah, it is not possible. This can't come out of us. I just want to set the record straight right here before we continue. Samuel Eto'o, they just organized a soccer game in Limbe. And they brought some old Nigerian players. And they beat them in Limbe. Some of you look at it and like, oh, why are you doing that? Oh, we're fighting a war. No, that was to prove to you that you guys have something in you that you doubt. You limit yourself. You don't believe in your own potential. You don't believe in the possibilities of Cameroonians. They brought them right in Cameroon and trashed them there. They paid their flight and came over and they were dealt with in our own nation to prove to you guys in the English zone. And the English-speaking Cameroonians did not realize what just happened. You thought you were watching a movie. No, it's proof that you need faith in yourselves. I want to ask a question to all the Cameroonian entertainers. Do you think that Samuel Eto'o became a professional soccer player because of Nigeria? Do you think Francis Ngannou became the best boxer in the whole world because of Nigeria? Do you think Bianca sang a song that touched the whole world because of Nigeria? You think so? Let's keep watching.
It's South African. You understand? But who's leading in the world now?
Nigeria.
C'est tout. It's a matter of choice. Why Nigeria leading it? Because they have the market of it. They decide to put some. If Nigeria decide today, if Cameroonian music want to change, one Nigeria come. What is the biggest one? Wizkid or Davido or Burna Boy? Come and make a featuring with Petit Pays in all Makosa. Bring it there. C'est fini. Come on, explode. It's a matter of market.
So it means that we need to work with Nigerians more. Is that what you're trying to say?
We will not even do that because if they open it, they will die themselves. Excuse me. Every country have to protect its own.
She means like collaboration.
Yeah, it's good. But
that's one. He just said something very important. Oh, do you think we need to work more with Nigeria? That's a question the journalist asked. And he said, every nation has to protect their own. Did you hear that? That Nigerians cannot just open up to you guys like that. They are still growing. And one thing I want to let Cameroonians understand is Nigeria is not a developed country. Nigeria is a developing country. Their GDP is approximately $440 billion. We will get to that very soon, but I just want you to understand that Nigeria is a developing. And when you are growing as a nation that we find ourselves in, and you are looking up to a developing nation, it will be hard for you to achieve the growth that you guys seek. This has nothing. I don't have anything against Nigeria, but I want to help our people grow, because we grew up being conditioned through Nigerian films. We grew up being conditioned through Nigerian music, and somehow we've thought in our minds that Nigeria is the hope for Cameroon. It is a developing nation. Whatever they've learned, they studied from the West. They learned from the West. Whatever they do, whatever they are doing in Nigeria, they learn from Britain, they learn from America. They are colonial masters. And we sit there and, oh, these are colonial masters, and yet we are not learning from the best around the world. And we have all of this complex in our minds about America or about Britain. My question is, do we have Cameroonians in these nations? Yes. Do we have Cameroonians in America? Yes. Do we have Cameroonians in Britain? Yes. What is the problem? When we pick up the phone and call our brothers and sisters in the diaspora, oh, can you send me some money? No, can you send me some ideas? Can you show me some ideas? What are these people doing to make Nigeria better, that you can teach us from where you are so that we too can make Cameroon better? That should be the conversations that we have on phone. Now, can you send me money? Can you send me money? Are you guys following? We are going somewhere. This brother is a francophone. What actually fascinates me about this is that we have taken this drug that we are trying to give the French-speaking Cameroonians, because most of the French-speaking Cameroonians believe in themselves. All the great athletes that have come from French Cameroon are original. They learn from the best. Etofis at a very young age went to Spain, went to Brazil, went to Europe, and learn how to play soccer from the best in the world. Are you guys following? Francis Ngannou went to France, learn how to fight from the best in the world, came to America. Now he's been mentored by Mike Tyson, the best boxer in the world. Are you guys seeing that? Are you seeing it back home? You watch this like a film in your eyes. We are waiting for other people to come do for us what we ought to do for ourselves. We want the government to create everything for us, make roads for us, do everything for us, and let's fold our arms and hope that the nation changes. No, we need faith in that nation. We need faith in Cameroon, brothers. We need faith in Cameroon, sisters, that we too can do it. They brought Nigerians in Limbe and trashed them so that you guys can see that it is possible in Cameroon. Samuel Etofis did not train in Nigeria to become the soccer player that we see today. Samuel Etofis did not train in Nigeria. He did not have a Nigeria hold his hand to become a great soccer player. Let's keep watching.
When we go somewhere, we want to take everything. And it's a matter of protection. And if we go there and we kill their culture, how do we do?
Are you sure?
But they are taking the Yama piano and without thinking it will kill their culture.
Their culture, and they're
So
excelling in it.
the Makosa.
So maybe we need Nigerians to help us export Makosa.
Like I've told you guys, it's a political issue. Since then, we have to deal with the Nigerian. Who side that road where they don't open up? Who side that Chemin de Fer? Who side this partnership of 50-50 with Nigeria? The real one, not the one of with the back side. The real one.
Okay. So you've heard that, and the hope is that Nigeria is still growing. Are you guys understanding that? Nigeria is still growing. You pick a celebrity like Stanley Eno. Stanley Eno did great with his music, Hempe. We know that it was a classic. Came out, the whole nation was vibrating with that song. Amazing stuff. We think that Nigeria is the hope, that if you feature with a Nigerian artist, your career will escalate. You will grow. But that is not the reality. Stanley Eno did a song with Davido. I want to ask you guys a question. How many Nigerians played that song? And how many views does that song have? And did that collaboration make any impact in Stanley Eno's career? No. No, it didn't. I would like to stop here and read a text for us so that we understand exactly what God wants for us in this season. In the book of Genesis chapter 42, you realize that there was famine throughout the land. And when Jacob learned that there was grain in Egypt, he said to his sons, "Why do you just keep looking at each other?" He continued, "I have heard that there is grain in Egypt. Go down there and buy some for us so that we may live and not die." Why are you looking at each other? I have heard that there is grain in Egypt. There is grain in Egypt. What is the moral of the story? Africans are looking at each other right now. We are looking to other African nations to help us at this stage when it's still a developing nation. We are looking at Africans to help us. Are you guys understanding the illusion? And there are superpowers, great nations around the world that are blazing the trail that we should be learning from at this stage of our development. And yet we are looking up to Nigeria. We are looking at each other. That is what Jacob was telling his sons. Why are you guys here looking at each other when I've heard there is grain in Egypt? And today I want to say to Cameroonians, to Africans, why are you looking at each other, fighting each other, trying to divide a nation when there is grain, there is corn in Egypt? Learn from America. They are the best in the world. Guys, we have to get to the place where you get on your Facebook app, whatever social media app that is, and block contents coming from Nigeria, at least for 5 years. And you look up to America. Learn what they are doing here and refine your own culture, refine your own products, refine what God has blessed you guys with. At least for 5 years, you will see the dramatic change that will take place in Cameroon. Nigerians learn from Americans. Nigerians learn from Britain. Etophis learn from the Europeans. Francis Ngannou learn from the Europeans and America. Do you guys understand why we are broke now? You understand why we are poor? We need a mindset shift. We need a mindset shift. Again, Nigeria is the drug that they have given us to forget about the Cameroon dream. It didn't make no impact. Again, when you look at someone like, say, Bianca, when Bianca came up, it was amazing that everybody was marveled by the song that she made. You see what I'm saying? The whole world was watching. Chris Brown liked the song. Aisha Keys liked the song. Every radio station in America was playing the song. She didn't pay for advertisement. They were playing the song because they connected with that song. My expectation was Bianca would have featured with either Chris Brown or Aisha Keys on that song. What did Bianca do? She featured with some Nigerian artists. And that killed the energy of that song. It destroyed the momentum of that song because the people that were looking up to her were shocked at her thinking. looking at the group of people that she could associate with after achieving this level of excellence. English speaking Cameroonians, Nigeria is your graveyard. They are not a problem. You have chosen to think this way. And it's destroying you guys slowly. If you look at Stanley Eno's song and his career, he's still a classic when it comes to entertainment. And none of this support came from Nigeria. I remember back in the days that there was an artist called Exel. Exel was amazing. He used to sing and everybody in Bamenda loved Exel. Do you know what destroyed Exel's career? He traveled to Nigeria. He traveled to Nigeria with the hope that he would expand his career in Nigeria. You know what happened? Excel's career flopped. Till today, nobody knows about Exel. But this was a young man that had talent that every young person was looking up to at the time in Bamenda. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? That is the reality that we have to come to terms with. Why are you looking at each other when there is corn in Egypt? Now, I would like for you guys to take a look at that chart. Right there, you realize that there are three nations. We have Cameroon, we have Nigeria, and we have America. Because when you have Nigeria in this high esteem in your brain, it's good that you do the math and then ask yourself the question, should you still be looking up to Nigeria as your savior? When you want to look at a nation's growth, you look at their GDP, their gross domestic product. So the GDP of Cameroon is approximately 45 billion US dollars. The GDP of Nigeria is 440 billion US dollars. The GDP of America is approximately 23 trillion, not billion, trillion dollars. When you look at a GDP of a nation and you take that GDP and you divide it by the population of that nation, is going to give you the GDP per capita. Does that make sense? You take the GDP, the gross domestic product, and you divide it by the population of that nation, is going to give you the GDP per capita. So if you divide the GDP of Cameroon by the population of Cameroon, it will give you a GDP per capita of approximately $1,600. If you take the GDP of Nigeria, which is approximately 440 billion US dollars, and you divide it by 213 million people, it is going to give you a GDP of per capita of approximately $2,000. So the difference is approximately $400. Because if you look at the GDP of Nigeria and say they are approximately $440 billion and Cameroon is $45 billion, Nigeria's GDP is way larger than that of Cameroon. No, you divide it by the number of people in that nation, is going to give you the GDP per capita. And then you see that the difference is just $400. Is that making sense? And then if you take the GDP of America and you divide it by the population of America, which is approximately 331 million people, is going to give you a GDP of approximately 70,000 US dollars. 70,000 US dollars. We are dealing with $1,600, $2,000, over 70,000 US dollars. See, guys, I said this in a speech some time ago in Dallas, that if your goal is to achieve $20 million as your net worth, set that target to 40, so that if the worst comes to the worst, you will get that 20. if our goal is to become a first world nation in the next 20 years, and our eyes is on Nigeria, guess what we will achieve? The difference is $400. Now, the life expectancy of Cameroon is 60 years. Means the average Cameroonian will live at least for 60 years. Right now, we are looking at improving our health, improving our food, improving other things, which is going to help us increase our life expectancy. As of now, it is 60 years. Now, look at Nigeria. The life expectancy of a Nigerian is approximately 52. So an average Cameroonian will live 8 more years than an average Nigerian. Do you know what you can do in 8 years? Do you know what you can achieve in 8 years? And mind you, is the average. The life expectancy of Americans is approximately 77 years. That is, the average American lives for 77 years. Do you see the difference now? Now, what I want all of you to understand is that we need faith in our nation. We have a lot of talent. Cameroon's talent is original. Let me tell you guys something. If population is what makes people great, then China would have been richer than America. India would have been richer than America. If population is what you guys are looking at. This is what I want to help you understand. It's not about who starts this. You see what I'm saying? It's about the end. It is about the end. It's not the beginning. It is the end that matters. Do you guys understand? And I know that the end of Cameroon will be amazing. Are you guys following what I'm saying? And again, if size was what matters, God wouldn't have allowed the story of David and Goliath to enter the Bible. That story is in the Bible to show you that do not be deceived by size. Do not be deceived by those who start first. Whatever that industry is. David's brother, they were the first to be in the field to fight the Philistines. But when the right guy showed up, are you guys understanding what I'm saying? You have greatness in you. And if there's anything that I can do for you, is to inspire you and ignite that greatness in the inside of you. Cameroon too can do it. Cameroon will become a first world nation in the next 20 years. If you guys listen to what I'm saying. Again, like I'm saying right now, it's going to be a tough thing for you to comprehend what I'm saying. How many celebrities have been raised in that nation of Cameroon through Nigeria? None. Facts. None. Every celebrity that has made it to prominence came out with their original talent and made it. Stanley Eno made it big in Cameroon, not because of Nigeria. Bianca made it big. Instead of looking at the where she was born and the great people in this nation, because of the conditioning in the house, maybe even in the family, everybody's talking about Nigeria. And so she's thinking and looking backwards. She would have moved forward. And I think right now her management can do something and escalate that song and her career to the next level by having Chris Brown on that song, having Aisha Keys on that song, and take her to the next level. Because that's the standard that she was in. She was right up there. Her song had meaning and could connect with people. It was original and authentic. It came from a pure place. And that is what set her apart. Are you guys understanding what I'm saying? That is what we need. Etofis was authentic. Roger Miller was authentic. Francis Gano is authentic. And this is what makes Cameroon great. I was just thinking to myself, what if we had A handful of Cameroonians thinking like these people that we have seen in our own eyes. We have seen with our own eyes. These people that we have seen right before our eyes exhibit excellence. What if we had, say, just 1 million Cameroonians thinking like that? Just 1 million Cameroonians thinking in this capacity. Another example for you to look at is Rema in Nigeria, right? When Rema produced the song Calm Down, did you see Rema do a remix with Wizkid or Davido or Burna Boy? No! They got Selena Gomez on that song. It went platinum. The song Bianca made has more value and connected and touched people's lives more than Rema's song. That song would have achieved that standard of excellence with good marketing and a good mindset. But we are walking and looking backwards. Today, what are your leaders saying? 1961, they're walking backwards. They want to divide the nation today because they are looking backwards. We are walking and looking backwards. We're not looking forward. We are walking for the previous generation. We're walking for the past instead of walking for the future. Our perspectives is blurred. Do you understand what I'm saying? That is exactly what our problem is. It's not the government. It's not the president. It is us. It is easy to blame someone else so that you relieve yourself from responsibility, but it will not change your situation. It will feel good when you say it, but nothing will change. And all of these guys who go about thinking that they will separate the nation and somehow greatness will come out of that. All these facts that are just outlined about how we think in our entertainment industry, is it true? All of these facts that I've outlined about how we think in our entertainment industry, is it true? Is it true? That's how we think. This is how we think, and this is our own hindrance. This is what is holding us back. Our thinking is everything. I'm telling you guys, if we start thinking differently, in the next 5 years, our nation is going to grow exponentially. Number one, I've said get on your phone, on your Facebook, and block at least 20 bloggers coming out of Nigeria. 20 bloggers blogging Nigerian content and you consuming them. Block them. Start subscribing to channels right here in the United States and start learning. And we will see what will happen to our nation in the next 5 years if we get on this new trend of thought. You will realize that you start thinking different. That's the first thing. Let's look at the best, guys. Let's look at the best. In the next 5 years, we can be a whole new different kind of people. I mean, seriously. Are you guys understand what I'm saying? And the reason why I tell you to block them is because I know what this does to your psychology. You have their movies in your room. Stop watching it. Stop it. You have nothing against Nigeria, but you want to build your nation. And so you program your mind a certain way so that you can get new information that will empower you, give you strength, make you to look at the best so that when you do something, people can feel the class, the quality, the standard. That is the goal. It's not, we don't have anything against Nigeria. We came out of colonialism with Nigeria. We cannot be looking at each other. Go to Egypt. There is corn there. Stop looking at each other here. Are you guys understand what I'm saying? Because this 2024, before the end of 2024, we'll have a new breed of people from that nation emerging in every industry. And I just want you to watch something. You look at that chart. Beautiful chart, right? Now take a look at this chart. Look at that graph. You realize that what is highlighted there is means and ends. And many people confuse the two. That's why we don't have the right priorities. The means is how you get to something. The end is what you want to get to. I want to make it that simple. That's basically what it is. The end is what you want to achieve, right? The means is how you go about achieving what you hope to achieve. Does that make sense? If you look at those 7 industries, those 7 industries are transforming the global economy. Those are evergreen industries. if we invest, study, learn, and have experts in these industries, like I said, my target is that we have 3 million Cameroonians. We are a nation of 27 million people. 3 million out of that 27 million become experts in these industries. We will transform our economy, and Cameroon will become a first world nation in the next 20 years. Are you guys understand what I'm saying? Number one is financial services. This is the end, not the means. The means, and some people have confused the means for the end, and some people think, oh, separation is the means. Ambazonia is the means. Independence is the means. ADF is the means. IG is the means. Secession is the means. And I just want to say they've confused the means for the end. Our people are struggling. There is poverty, and they want to come out of poverty. Are you guys following? So that is what we want to solve. We want to stop looking at each other. Why? Because there's corn in Egypt. So financial services is one of them. Technology is one of those industries. Real estate and construction is one of those industries. Food and beverages is one of those industries. Health is one of those industries. Renewable energy is one of those industries. And then media and entertainment industry. You see what I'm saying? And that is why I want us to be able to restructure our entertainment industry in Cameroon. It will start with the head, guys. It will start with the head. Thinking and believing that it is possible for Cameroonians to become. America is not the most populated nation in the world. America is the richest nation in the world. Population is not what matters. Don't be blinded by population. Are you guys following? So I thought I come out here and throw light to these things so that we understand what is happening with our psychic, so that you shift your thinking and start believing in Cameroon again. The Cameroon dream is that when we focus on these industries, develop these experts in these industries, in the next 20 years, poverty will be a story of the past. Secession will be a story of the past. We'll have unity, we'll have peace, we'll have freedom, and we will have prosperity in that nation. And it is achievable. Why? Because there is a great nation like America that have spent the time to do it. And all we have to do is copy from them what works. Not what we think, not what we feel. Copy from them what works. Put it to work till you get the results. And then when you get to the standard where America find themselves today, we can experiment. We can start trying new things, because as we study from them and get to that level where we feel like we are like them now, we can start being creative. At this stage, copy what works from other great nations and apply them till you get it. And the truth is, when you call your siblings abroad after watching this video, from today, start asking them, based on these industries that I've outlined, that are transforming the global economy. These industries make the most millionaires in the world. Yes, these industries, they make the most millionaires in the world, and they sustain the entire world. You see what I'm saying? So if we focus on this, and North Korea did this, South Korea did it. They realized we cannot just do everything. We cannot be here doing everything. They're like, okay, we will focus on some primary industries. They say we'll not do everything, but there are some industries we know our people can do well at, and we will focus on those industries. And South Korea changed their economy by specializing on certain industries. If we specialize on these industries, have 3 million experts in Cameroon trained in these industries. At the end of the day, if we have 3,000 of those people who are top notch, they will transform Cameroon. They will transform Cameroon. Do you understand what I'm saying? I hope this video inspired you to see how people like Bianca got swallowed up by Nigeria. Exel got swallowed up by Nigeria. Stanley Eno has made it big in Cameroon, and his featuring with Nigerian artists did not change or make a difference in his career. Most of our filmmakers, those who are successful today, they did not make it because of Nigeria. And I want to repeat it again. I have nothing against Nigeria, but I want Cameroonians to be what God created them to be. And that is why I throw light to this. And do not leave this video and not block contents coming from these platforms so that you start thinking differently in Cameroon. Because the next time I want to talk to you, I want to feel like I'm talking to somebody that their minds are free and relaxed to absorb new information so that you can start experiencing transformation in that nation. Do you understand what I'm saying? Our leaders is the same thing. That's why I'm like, don't follow all these Amber guys. I see where their thinking is. They are locked into this whole Nigerian concept, and they think that they can break the country and go create another nation, and then from there something different will happen. Are you seeing the mindset? Most of our brothers from French Cameroon, they have exhibit originality in soccer, in music, in fighting, in boxing, and we've seen this. And we can do the same in Cameroon. That is my message for you guys. We are going somewhere, people. We are going somewhere. Our best days are ahead of us. And as we lock into this mental transformation, you'll be shocked. All these problems that you talk about in Cameroon will fly out of the window very soon. I promise you. I promise you. All these problems that we have in Cameroon that we think is a problem, as we start changing our minds and start thinking right, all of these problems will fly out of the window. When you call your brothers and sisters from tomorrow in the diaspora, start asking them, what do you know about these industries? I'm interested in this one. Tell me more about it. Are there some books in that nation that you can send to me so I can read? Are there some YouTube videos about that industry that you can send to me so I can watch? How can someone raise capital to start a business in one of these industries? That is the kind of questions that you start asking, even under this video. How can we start doing this in Cameroon? How? When you ask good questions, you will find answers. There's a Chinese proverb that says, when the student is ready, the teacher will show up. When the student is ready, the teacher will show up. It's always a problem with the students not being ready. And so they will blame and think that there is no teacher. When the student is ready, the teacher will show up. And so guys, watch this video time again and again and realize what the next steps are and start taking action. And I want to see you guys come under this video and start giving me feedback. I've blocked this websites. I've blocked people coming from this platform. And when I called my siblings, this is what I started asking them. Instead of asking money, I asked them for ideas. Because that is my life. What I'm telling you, it works. I've never met a great man in my life and I asked for money. I've always asked, how did you do it? How did you get here? When you were starting like me, what did you do? What mistakes am I making? And we walk through that. And that is how I get value to build my own life from wealthy people. And I just want you to put a comment right below after you take certain actions regarding what I've outlined here today. So I love you guys so much, and I hope this video was inspiring. And until next time, stay blessed. All right. If you like this video, you're going to like this other episode, and you can watch it by clicking right here.